Howdy. Well, you know what? Tonight I'm just thinking about things that I saw today. Think about things that other people think about. But things a little differently than I do, I guess. Um, I saw where somebody was mad about a Facebook page that talked about American soldiers not being heroes. Well, maybe they're not heroes. Maybe they are just human like anybody else. They're misled, um, basically lied to by our government to go on and do what they do. Misguided jingoism, you know. Um, I mean, it's one thing to love your country and to want the best for it. It's another to think that everybody else needs to be killed because they don't agree with it. And it's just preposterous to think that these terrorists and whatnot, alleged terrorists, hate us for our freedom when we've lost our freedom. Have you been in an airport lately? Um, go get your genitals groped and see how you like it, and then tell me how free we really are. And then tell me that these heroes are fighting to preserve American freedom when we can't even go to get on an airplane without being accosted or x-rayed. Um, really, I think the terrorists have won in that situation. And I think you agree with me. I mean, how many of these alleged terrorists that have been caught in America, wanting to blow up little, propane tanks with firecrackers and wearing in, diaper bombs and all these guys have been put up by the CIA or the FBI. They're told, strung along. And even like these guys in Chicago just the other day that got busted for beer equipment. They said they were making Molotov cocktails and they were charged with terrorism. Now, come on, you got like somebody like Glenn Beck coming out. All these people were arrested for terrorism. Well, I think he forgot to say the alleged part in there, for one. And that guy's such a propaganda tool. If you just listen to him once in a while with an open mind and don't look to him for advice, but just look at him as an example of neocon, war hawks, these super neocon guys that just think it's the right thing to do. Well, maybe it's time to settle down, quit kicking the hornet's nest, quit making more enemies that our children and our children's children are going to have to battle because all we're doing is over there making things worse. It's time to bring them home and get out of over there. Tell them not to make us come back. If we come back, then it's going to be different. But for now, I think our job is done over there. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about our job being um, the protection of the poppy fields. I mean, explain to me how we can be occupying a country that produces about 90% of the heroin for the world, yet it's an occupied country by our military? Something doesn't add up there, boys and girls. Something doesn't add up. So I guess it's really just business as usual. Um, as far as Memorial Day, I feel bad for these families. They lose their child, and yet the parents are so conditioned into believing that their child was doing the right thing, that all they just go on about how much they love their country and how much they love their God and how much they love their families and all how they'll be missed. And you know what? When that soldier makes that decision to go over there and take another person's life, I think a little bit of karma is going to come back on him eventually. And you get something like that guy that killed a bunch of them Afghan innocents. I don't consider him a hero. I don't consider him a hero in one bit. And even today, a couple of days before the actual Memorial Day, they were talking about on the news a botched raid on innocent civilian Afghanistan again, killing women, killing children. I have a hard time believing that those soldiers are heroes. I just don't see it. Um, there are very few heroes among us. And I think it has to be recognized that these soldiers are human. They're being lied to by their government, told what to do. They don't think about what the consequences really are. They were told that we were attacked. And they just let, the powers that be just let that go on. Fan the flames of patriotism. And what are we going to get for our children, our grandchildren? They're going to go and march off to the war and, kill and be killed. And nothing's ever going to change. We're never going to really raise ourselves up. When you hear that Afghanistan's got a tremendous amount of lithium deposits, um, we should be in there helping those people develop those resources. Should go in there and be their friend. But no, I think we've made too many enemies for anything like that to happen. And I don't wish anybody's death. I think it's all just got to stop on both sides. But I don't know. When you consider we're not really getting anywhere. People just listen to Ron Paul, but he's got the scary, weak foreign policy. Well, I guess those people have never really listened to one of his speech because he's pro-military and he's pro-closed borders. He's just not in favor of fighting these wars overseas. So I think enough's enough. I think we need to quit being so bloodthirsty, so xenophobic, so jingoist, and just get back to live and let live. Be the shining beacon of freedom on the hill. Lead by example, and really try to make friends instead of enemies for a while. And maybe the whole world could benefit from that. Because I do believe America is the greatest country in the world. At least the ideals that most people consider America to be. Surely not our government, but the people. The free-loving people. I think we could set a better example for the world. And that's time. It's time to wake up, people.